A drug is a substance or a chemical that's taken and affects the body and the function of your body.
A drug is any substance taken into the body that alters your mind or your body, alters your perception. So what seems to be, I can speak to our county, to Lunenburg County, and I know that prescription pills are used a lot for people your age. Prescription pills, marijuana seem to be the two big ones that are being used in our area. The two most common, not the big ones, the two most common type of drugs being used. People use drugs if they have some struggles. You know, maybe they're at a tough point in their life and they choose to use drugs. And we know drugs can be, it can be alcohol, it can be illegal drugs, it can be prescription pills, over the counter. There's a number of things that qualify or can be classified as a drug. So sometimes if people are going through a rough patch, these things can help take the edge off. They feel it helps take the edge off. It helps to make them feel better and helps them be able to cope with their daily lives a little bit better.
People use drugs for a variety of reasons. Some people use them because their friends are using them, because they think it makes them look cool. And then some people are using them because it makes them feel good. It gives them, a certain high that they're looking for.
Well, sometimes in medical circumstances, you need to use drugs, and when I say drugs, I refer to prescription drugs for medical conditions, but that's entirely different. Essentially, I think people like the effect. Most commonly, people like the initial effect, and then it becomes an addiction.
A drug can affect someone's life in many ways. It can affect their social life, their personal life. It affects their body in general, their overall health, their mental state. Drugs can affect mental states quite severely, actually.
Wow. Well, initially, they may believe that it's a good thing. They might like the effect. Essentially, it can affect every aspect of your life. It can go on to affect you financially, your relationships with people in your life, your social well-being. It can affect your health tremendously. Impaired driving would be when you are under the influence of alcohol or a drug and your ability to drive is affected because of the use of this alcohol or drug.
Dangers of impaired driving: death, injury. There's so many. You can injure innocent people. You can injure yourself. You can kill innocent people. You can kill yourself. Not only that, there's the whole stigmatization that comes along with it. You've been convicted of impaired driving. You can be stigmatized because of that. You have to live with these decisions for the rest of your life. Lose your license, you can have your car impounded. Like there's, and it's not just you that's affected by it. Maybe you're out drinking and driving and you've caused a collision and you've injured someone. So not only have you affected that person's life, you've affected the life of their family and everyone around them, the life of the community. So it has a huge ripple effect. And we know it's a huge safety issue, impaired driving.
Impaired driving is where someone is operating a motor vehicle, a car, and their ability to operate that vehicle is impaired either by alcohol or drugs, something that affects the way they act and respond. There are several dangers to impaired driving that you can think of. There's you could get into an accident, you could kill yourself, someone else, damage your car. There's tons of things.
Unfortunately, it can be life-threatening, not only for the person driving, but for anybody in the community. the best way is by keeping the lines of communication open. As we're strong believers as police officers in keeping the lines of communications and talking regularly with people your age. We tend to do that very often. We like your input, and from that we learn from you, and we're able to better educate you. That said, I also believe that it's the school's responsibility. We can do this by presentations, talks, informative sessions, being able to provide young people with the resources, the skills, the education, and the facts of what drugs are and what they actually do.
Education is key, whether it be, you have your police officers like myself that go into classrooms and educate on the drugs, educate on the dangers, teachers, school, police, parents, what we're doing, what the youth advisory is doing. I think that young people learn best from other young people, and when the message is being delivered from someone their age, they tend to listen.
I would say educating students about making healthy choices can be done through videos such as this, or just talking with friends or parents or teachers even, as to what are healthy choices they can make.
Parents can help through education, through having open communication with their kids. Kids need to know that they can talk to their parents, can call them if they need them, if they're in that situation, because one thing that will keep kids from calling home is the fact that I'm going to get in so much trouble. I'm going to be in so much trouble because my parents will know that there was underage drinking taking place at this party, or I've been hanging out with people who use drugs. So that's one of the big things that can keep someone from calling and getting that drive home or getting home safely. So parents should really have open communication, know who their kids' friends are, and really be involved in their kids' lives.
Parents can help by just talking to their kids about, certain being safe when it comes to drugs and alcohol, and the importance of, not using them or abusing them, because it can affect, your life.
Parents can help through open communication. That's where it starts. Initially, parents need to have communication with their children. They need to make their children feel as though their children can trust them, provide their children with options of ways that they can deal with these situations if they're ever faced with them.